welcome to another edition of Sports Corner. I'm Ian Herrmann.
And I'm Matt Mergen.
Could the KSU men's basketball team continue their winning streak? Let's go to the MAC for the highlight. And here we are, Kent State hosting Eastern Michigan. We will pick up the action with this Andrew Garcia 3 for the Flashes. And then later on, Nate Scott, he'll get a 3 of his own for Eastern Michigan. And then Malik Jacobs, he's rushing up the court, trying to get in, and he will not be stopped. He gets the nice dunk there for the Flashes. And then Eagles again with the ball. This time, Noah Farrakhan will drain a 3. And then yet again, the Eagles with the ball. And this one's Darian Spotsville with the 3 of his own. And then the Flashes back on offense. Jalen Silzer drives in, gets a floater there. And then Spotsville, he steals it. He rushes down the court and gets a nice dunk there. And then Justin Hamilton with the ball for the Flashes, makes some moves, cuts in, and gets the and one layup to fall. And now Jacobs with the ball again. He's dribbling, trying to make some move, cuts in, gets the floater of his own to fall there. He had 13 points on the day. Then Giovanni Santiago with the ball. He'll hit a corner 3 there. And then again, Giovanni Santiago with the ball. He's making moves. He steps back, hits the 3, and that's good. He had 21 points on the day. And the Flashes, they win in 90-71. That's their 4th win in a row.
And now looking at the MAC men's basketball standings, we got Ohio, who just moved into first place at 10-1. Toledo not too far behind at 10-2, and then Akron's right there at 8-3, with Kent State just trailing with an 8-4 record. And then Buffalo's at 5-4. Ball State's sitting at 6-5, Central Michigan's at 4-4, and then Bowling Green is 8th with a record of 5-7.
Hey Portage County, I'm Gabe Collura. Let's talk some more Kent State men's basketball. Well, Malik Jacobs was really impressive on both ends of the court. You know, he put up 13 points, 6 rebounds. He had several plays, though, that didn't show up in the stat sheet. Made some awesome plays to free up some really clutch shots down the stretch.
Eastern Michigan hung with the Flashes in the first half. What adjustments did you see Kent State make when the game continued into the second half?
Well, I'll tell you, the Eagles were getting some extremely favorable bounces in that first half. It seemed like everything they were putting up was falling, you know, contested, open, whatever. I think the biggest adjustment the Flashes made was on the defensive side of the ball. The Eagles took a 4-point lead into the locker room, and the Flashes locked them down in the second half. They outscored Eastern Michigan by 23 points in the final frame. They got a lot of help, too, from Giovanni Santiago, who caught fire, finishing the night with 21 points.
What's the recipe for the rest of the season for the Flashes?
Well, if they can get bench scoring like they have been lately, they're going to be in really good shape. You know, the Flashes have to keep scoring in bunches and play solid defense to compete with the solid MAC opponents they have coming up in Bowling Green, Akron, and Toledo.
And speaking of those teams, February 8th, they host Bowling Green. February 11th, they travel to the team down the street. February 15th, they travel to Toledo. And they finish February 18th at home versus OU. And then finish out the rest of the schedule February 22nd at home versus Ball State. And speaking of basketball, especially the women, and the Kent State women's basketball team took a trip to Ypsilanti for a showdown with the Eastern Michigan Eagles. The Golden Flashes came out of the gate slow, but a 26-point fourth quarter helped to bring home the 70-61 victory. The Golden Flashes made 10 three-pointers as a team, and Nyla Blackford led all players with 17 points and 8 rebounds. The women's basketball team is currently hosting the Miami Redhawks at the MAC Center for a chance to keep pace in the MAC tournament race.
Kent State women's basketball team took on Central Michigan University in the MAC. Let's check out some highlights. So we pick things up in the second with senior Lindsay Thal fighting for the layup and then using every single inch of her 6'2" frame to put it up and in for the Flashes. Now to the third, Nyla Blackford hurling the ball across to Central Michigan defense to Katie Shoemate, who makes a clutch three-pointer, and the Flashes are up 38-24. Also in the third, Blackford popping into the passing lane, batting the ball away, and going all the way down the court to put away 2. Junior guard is making this look easy. Freshman Bridget Dunn passes the ball to a wide-open Katie Shoemate, who creates some space and jukes a defender to bank a clean three-pointer. 52-41, Flashes lead in the fourth. And junior guard Kelly Clarigan into the action with a steal, passing to Lindsay Thal for the catch-and-shoot 3. Scores now 57-43, and, you know, Central Michigan University is baking something in the MAC. That's right, it's turnovers. Nyla Blackford is back again, making her way down the court and missing her initial first shot of the layup, but getting that offensive rebound and punching it in. It's firecracker Mariah Modkins passing to Katie Shoemate in the corner, who hesitates before knocking down 3 to put it away for the Flashes. Final score, 57-68, Flashes win.
So, Liv, what do you think the key to the Flashes' victory in this game against Central Michigan?
It was easily forcing turnovers and making steals that allowed the Flashes to get down the court to add to the lead. And because of this, a 5-0 run in the fourth cemented the Flashes' win. The strong defense carried the Flashes through so many tough victories, and they averaged 15 points off of turnovers in every game.
The Flashes have many strong players that have contributed to their winning record. Are there any players who have really stood out to help lead the team to victory?
Senior forward Lindsey Thal and sophomore guard Casey Santoro have really helped the Flashes out offensively, averaging 12 points a game, and both lead the Flashes in assists. On defense, the standout has to be junior guard Nyla Blackford, who leads in both offensive and defensive rebounds. She's made a huge difference in the Flashes' defense during her average 26 minutes on the court.
What is an area that the Flashes should look to improve on in the coming weeks?
The Flashes are a very well-rounded team, but they can look to improve their three-point shooting. They went 5 for 16 in this game and have only made 36% of their attempts for the season. They did have a stellar three-point shooting game against Eastern Michigan, where they went 25 for 51.
And now to give you a Kent State women's basketball update, the Flashes are currently up 40-28 at halftime over the Miami Redhawks.
And even when Brendan Fenton, Cody Kamara, and Tyler Bates picked up individual victories in wrestling, the Flashes still fell short to Central Michigan in their last home meet over the weekend. Although Kent lost 90-32, they had a few standouts. Kamara used a trio of takedowns and gained an early lead that he would not relinquish, winning 7-3. Tyler Bates finished using a takedown in a 3-1 low-scoring win over Cade Dalwitz, but it was not enough. They'll travel east to take on Bloomsburg in a MAC duel at 7 p.m.
And after a trip to Washington, D.C. Sunday, the Kent State gymnastics team came home with a second overall placement in their quad meet against George Washington, Eastern Michigan, and LIU. Freshman Alyssa Guns tied for the highest floor score of anyone in the meet. Guns also had the highest team score on vault at 9.875, while junior Rachel Dekavich led the team on bars at 9.875 and registered an all-around score of 39.125. The Flashes will be on the road again this week at Rutgers at 7 p.m. And coming up, Ian and I will have your Super Bowl picks for this Sunday's big game at SoFi Stadium.
Thank you. Fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms. That myth is false. As we've seen, up to 40% of people who have COVID-19 are asymptomatic and can pass it on to others. So I'd recommend avoiding any social parties, especially indoor ones. If you want to try to socialize but reduce your risk, I'd recommend meeting outside in small groups, continuing to wear a mask, and socially distancing from others if you can. Then together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
For ways to keep your community safe, go to backtoschooltogether.com.
The Pro Bowl was over the weekend with the NFL's top stars gathering in Las Vegas. Let's go to the highlight to see our league favorites. And in this uneventful Pro Bowl, we have Kyler Murray rolling out to the right, not much going on, and throws a horrendous pick to Darius Leonard, who's got plenty of room to the right. He's racing down the sideline. He'll cut in past a couple of NFC linemen, and he will go to the house for a pick six. AFC up 7-0. Now at the end of the first quarter, Patrick Mahomes is looking, not much of a pass rush there. He overthrows and passes to Antoine Winfield Jr., the safety on the NFC. He will fake the pitch, run down the sideline, and no one will try to stop him as he cuts past Wyatt Teller in for another pick six in the game. We are tied at 14. Now in the second quarter, Kirk Cousins, he's looking. He will be tipped by TJ Watt, picked off by Myles Garrett. Down the sideline, obviously no one will catch him, and he's in for another pick six. And now in the third, trying to get some offensive points for once, Mac Jones rolls to his right, makes a nice pass to Hunter Renfrow back of the end zone. Probably the best play of the game. In the AFC, they win it 41-35.
And it is Super Bowl week, and what a run it's been for both these 4 seeds, pulling off upset after upset to get to this stage and prepare for this very moment. The Rams came into the playoffs and dismantled the Cardinals, had a game-winning field goal to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and then the defense came to play to beat the Niners in the NFC Championship game. In the AFC, the Bengals took down the Raiders and pulled off 2 big upsets against the Titans and Chiefs, shocking the world. It's the first time that neither a 1 or 2 seed has made the Super Bowl, and both quarterbacks are looking for their first Super Bowl win. The Rams and Bengals Super Bowl is this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC.
Okay, Matt, after all those amazing stats, I didn't even know neither first or second seed has ever made it. That is crazy. Speaking of the Bengals, what do you think their keys to success to beat the Rams in this Super Bowl on Sunday?
I think Joe Burrow is obviously the key factor here. He's got this team all the way through the playoffs. He's going to lead them to this Super Bowl. Jamar Chase obviously is also going to have to step up. He's Joe Burrow's #1 weapon, but we can't discredit T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. They need to play their role as well. And it has been the Joe Mixon year, so Joe Mixon also needs to be excellent for Cincinnati to win this game. And then the biggest thing is the O-line. Can the O-line block Aaron Donald and Von Miller and crew? That is going to be the goal for the Bengals. That's their key to success. What do you think of the Rams? We can't count out the Rams in this game.
Obviously not. The Rams are the favorites in their own stadium again for the second time in a row, which is crazy to think that it didn't happen until last year, now happened again 2 years in a row. But I would say, obviously, you have Matt Stafford back there. They traded for him. This is exactly why they did it, trying to get his first Super Bowl. And then Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner, one of the best receivers in the league. People count him out for his role in that offense, but you just can't. One of the best receivers in the league. And obviously, as you mentioned, you got Aaron Donald and Von Miller back there against that very suspect Cincinnati O-line. They gave up 9 sacks to a Tennessee defensive line. That not much is on that defensive line, but the Von Miller and Aaron Donald are going to be huge. And then Jalen Ramsey and the Jamar Chase matchup is going to be just as big as well. And now for my prediction in this Super Bowl. I have the Rams winning this one 30-24. I know everyone has continued to count the Bengals out, and it is happening again. They could prove everyone wrong, obviously, but I don't think that'll happen. The Bengals suspect O-line, as I mentioned, they will have to deal with Aaron Donald and Von Miller, and I think that'll prove to be too much for the Bengals. As well, I have Cooper Kupp continuing his monster year and winning Super Bowl MVP.
And then I agree with you. I am also picking the Rams to win this Super Bowl, and they're going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals with a final score of 31-17. I think the poor offensive line for the Bengals will be the downfall in this game for Cincinnati, and I don't see them being able to stop Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and crew from getting to Joe Burrow. And then Matt Stafford is my pick for MVP.
Now switching to college hoops, Maryland at Ohio State. Easy Liddell off to Malachi Branham, hits the 3 to put OSU up 9. In Maryland, they are on offense now. Donta Scott, he'll catch it, shoot, hit the 3. And now Michi Johnson, he'll take the ball up the court for the Buckeyes. Find a wide open E.J. Liddell. He slams it home. He had 24 on the day. And now passing it around, Jamar Wheeler to Johnson, down to Liddell. He gets a nice floater to go. Ohio State looking good in this one. And now Liddell carrying the ball down the court, draws defenders wide open. Justin Aarons drains the 3 in the Buckeyes. They go up big at the end of the half. Now into the second half we go. Zedke passes it outside. Buckeyes passing it around. Wide open. Wheeler drains the 3, puts the Buckeyes up 15. And now Scott, he's got the ball driving in. Nice dunk there for the Terps. And see it again, a nice dunk there. And now Liddell wide open for 3. You know he drains that. Ohio State, they win it big, 82-67.
And now moving over to the NBA, LeBron James and the Lakers taking on RJ Barrett and the Knicks in this one. Here we go. Here's King James. He's going to knock down this 3. splash here in the fourth quarter, and then the Knicks will try and respond here on the next play. R.J. Barrett is going to start showing off the handle here, and he's going to get to the rim, and he's going to hit a nice runner against Anthony Davis on this play. And now Westbrook on the next play. He's going to launch a three here from the corner. It won't fall, but Anthony Davis is going to show his dominance in the paint, and he's going to put this one up, and he's going to get the and one for the Lakers, and the Lakers are starting to pull away here. What a win this would be. And Spike Lee here, he does not look happy with how his Knicks are playing. And then now the Knicks are running, looking for the tie, and former Duke R.J. Barrett is going to knock down this three. He's going to force overtime for the Knicks. He's going to give the Knicks some life in this game on the road after they've come back in the fourth quarter. But it was all Lakers in overtime. Anthony Davis is going to throw down this dunk here, and the Lakers pick up a much-needed win with a final score of 122-115. They knock off the Knicks.
And when we come back, we'll take a look around the NBA for some more action from over the weekend. Stay with us.
When you're expecting
like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
Can you repeat that one more time by
I'm a
chance?
rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Sports Corner. What a weekend it was for the NBA. We had some Cavs basketball and a ton of Eastern Conference matchups. Let's look at some highlights. So Chris Duarte is going to get the first bucket here of the game. He's going to hit this and one over Dean Wade. And the Cavs are off to a slow start here, but Cleveland, Brandon Goodwin is going to dish this to star Jared Allen for the Monster to throw down, one-hand slam. Then the Cavs again, Rondo to Love for that signature corner three, splash for Kevin, and Cleveland has some life in this game. Now Chris Duarte again, he's going to get this lucky three to fall to end the third quarter. And then now the Cavs are back. Rondo, a maestro on offense to Kevin Love, splash, giving me 2016 flashbacks, and Darius Garland is loving it. And then once again, Kevin Love with the limitless range three for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavs are starting to run with it. Cavs are rolling. Rondo to Love here. Nice pass to Chetty all day long, and Chetty is going to splash this three. Cleveland is rolling. This team is legit, and they will go on to win this game. Big comeback for the Cavs. They win 98-85, even without Garland.
And now we'll look at the Eastern Conference standings. In first, the Heat at 34-20, the Bulls at 33-20, the Bucks there at 34-21, the Cavs at 33-21. They're all within a game of first. You got the 76ers at 32-21, the Raptors at 28-23, the Nets all the way down at 29-24. They have been losing lately, and the Celtics at 30-25. And now, Matt, after looking at these standings and seeing the Cavs there, just a game back of first in fourth place, where do you see this team ending up by the All-Star break?
I am so excited about this Cavs team. I think they're going to hang around the same place that they are right now. I think they're going to be a 4th or 3 seed. But after they made the move for Caris LeVert, I love that trade. They didn't have to give up too much to get him. And it honestly is looking like the Cavs are the winners of the James Harden trade. Caris LeVert, Jared Allen are reunited. And Ian, can you imagine if the Cavs run into the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs? LeVert and Allen get their revenge game, and Cleveland could send home Kyrie Irving. What a story that would be.
Oh, for sure. I'd have to agree. I could see maybe Cleveland jumping to first by the All-Star break, but it's so tight. Any of those teams can make it. I think the Cavs will be probably around the 3rd or 4th seed as they are now. But you're right. And the way Brooklyn's playing, they could for sure play the Cavs in the 1st or 2nd round, and that would be quite the story. Kyrie, as you said, Jared Allen and Karis LeVert both end up on Cleveland now, and all they had to give up was Dante Exum in a 1st at the end of the day, and then obviously when they got Karis LeVert the other day, they gave up Ricky Rubio, who wasn't going to play the rest of the season, and they're making the same amount of money, and they had to give up 2 picks, and they got 1 in return. So all in all, this Cavs team is shaping up really well for a good run for the rest of the season, and hopefully they can stick with this pace, and when they're healthy, they are definitely a scary team to watch.
And now continuing with some NBA highlights, MVP candidate Joel Embiid is going to take on the Chicago Bulls in this game. And Joel is going to bring the ball up here for the Sixers. He's just going to dance right around Vucevic for the easiest bucket of the night. Joel's been playing great this season, and now the Bulls are going to respond here. And DeMar DeRozan is going to show off this polished mid-range jump shot, and he's going to knock it down for an and one for the Bulls. And once again, it was the Embiid show. Beautiful inside pass to lead to a Tobias Harris and 1 dunk. Philly was rolling in the 3rd quarter. However, the Bulls would go shot for shot here. Vucevic shows off his smooth jump shot with a top-of-the-key 3 to cut the lead, but the Sixers finished the quarter strong. Korkmaz with the nicest pass of the night, leading to a Tyrese Maxey layup to give the Sixers some momentum, and the Sixers kept cooking. Harris here is going to hit a fast break layup, but the Bulls continue to respond because of DeMar DeRozan. Once again, such a polished mid-range jump shot here to cut the lead to 4. But the Sixers had every counter for Chicago. Embiid would hit 2 tough back-to-back mid-range shots to help put this game away for the Sixers. The Sixers win this one, and they knock off the Bulls with a final score of 119-108. What a big win for Philly.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at our men on the Silver Mountain and our special segments. Stay with us.
Completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education.
No one receives a diploma alone.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back. Let's get into my segment, Ian's 3 stars of the week. And we'll pick it up. My 3rd star of the week this week is the U.S. Women's National Hockey Team. The women are currently 3-0 in the Olympics, scoring combined 18 goals and only allowing 2. They've had 2 shutouts so far in the games. Their next game is actually tonight against Canada. This will be their biggest test so far of the Olympics. My 2nd star of the week is Claude Giroux. As a Pens fan, it's almost blasphemy putting him in, but the Metro, which the Pens are part of, did win the All-Star game, and Drew was named the All-Star Game MVP after having 3 goals and an assist in the 2 games. And my first star of the week is Jarrett Allen. Allen was snubbed as an All-Star participant, and in the first game after the announcements, Allen put up 29 points and 22 rebounds in a controversial win against the Charlotte Hornets. Allen also put up 15 points and 17 rebounds in a win last night.
And for my Mergen Minute this week, I wanted to talk about the NBA trade deadline and what moves I would like to see teams make. I believe the 76ers need to move Ben Simmons to get help for Embiid while he is still playing on MVP level. I'd like to see Atlanta go get him as their defense is struggling and they have the young assets for a trade. I'd also like to see Portland finally start their rebuild. After giving away Norman Powell, the Blazers have shown to Dame and CJ that they aren't contending. It's unlikely, but I think Portland needs to ship them out. The Knicks or Wizards are teams I'd like to see Dame or CJ traded to, and those teams have the young assets and draft capital to trade back to Portland. Now it's time for my man on the Silver Mountain pick for this week, and this week's pick is none other than Koby Altman, the general manager for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Altman became the general manager for the Cavs in 2017 and took on the task of a LeBron-less rebuild shortly after. They had a lot of expensive and bad contracts, but Altman has turned this team around by making great trades for Cavs star center Jarrett Allen, draft picks, and now Karis LeVert. The future is bright for this Cavs team, and Altman deserves a lot of the credit.
And sticking with the Cavs, for my man on the Silver Mountain is All-Star Darius Garland. That's right, Garland is a first-time All-Star, and rightfully so. He has been one of the best players on this Cavs team and has helped them to a record of 33-21 as they sit just a game back from first place. Garland is averaging 19.8 points per game, 8.2 assists per game, and shooting 46.7 from the field, all of which are his career highs. For the star third-year player, don't be surprised when Garland and the Cavs are sitting in first place at some time this season. And that is all we have for the show for today. My name is Ian Herrmann.
And I'm Matthew Mergen.
I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night.
There we go.